Hey guys, I'm Violin, and on day 1 of No 0 Days November, we finished, kind of, hardware decoding, at least the FFmpeg pack part. We still need to create shaders to actually display the UF pixels properly in RGB inside of Godot. But first, quick little recap on what we need to do. So, we have our little thing here, my little whiteboard, I finally got it back. So, UF. Brightness, chroma, and then we have two formats, the UF 420p, which is planar, and NV12, which is semi-planar, something I learned recently. The main difference between these two is we got 3 arrays, we got 2 arrays. For software encoding, well, software conversion to RGB, this works fast, this works slow. And that's a problem, and that's why we need shaders to make the GPU do all the work, because the GPU is meant for rendering pixels on screen, so it will probably be a lot faster than your CPU for converting pixel formats. As always, I made my little GitHub issue and put all the steps that I should take, eventual problems that may arise, and I came to the following conclusion. First, I need to block all other formats, so if it's not UF 420p or NV12, we just block it for now, and I'll try to implement the other pixel formats later on if there is a need for it by users. And then it will go kind of easy in steps, because I'm kind of bad at shaders. I have not really worked that much with shaders before. I made a compute shader some months ago. First up, I need to find a way to pass an array of data, so the Y data, to the shader. If I can do that, I have the brightness, and the Y amount of pixels is the exact same amount of red pixels or green pixels or blue pixels in the picture. The U and V, that's a different story, because they only have half the width and half the height of the picture, because 4 pixels take 4 UF values, but only 1 U and 1 V value. So yeah, taking the brightness will be the easiest to see if I pass the data to the shader correctly by just displaying the brightness in a red value, green or blue value. When I got a successful image in any color, then I can go on to the next step, and that is adding other data and handling that. So it's not too complicated, it's just figuring out especially how to pass the data to a shader. There is a backup plan if this would not work or performance would still be bad. I will probably consider using compute shaders again, but the main reason why I'm not using compute shaders is because there are issues with that, and that is that compatibility mode does not work anymore, which could also possibly break the web version, if there will ever be a web version. But for people wanting to use the GD extension, some of them want to use the web version, so I should take that in mind as well. But yeah, first up, let's learn a little bit about shaders, and then hopefully passing some data to the shader correctly. Okay, so I did find something funny. So just as a test, I wanted to print the brightness values of certain video files, and I noticed they're always very, very close to each other. It's almost always the exact same number. To remain compatibility with the previous system that I have, well, the main system for just the software conversion, I kind of want to see if I switch everything into a packed byte array, how long does this take to transfer the data? The timing seems, well, very reasonable, so I think for now I probably won't change this too much. It does introduce some amount of latency, which is not desirable, so I may switch the system around, that I save the data in a packed byte array instead. And if we use SVSCAL to get the image, then we transfer the data over to from packed byte array back to a normal array. I think that's probably going to be the best way to handle this. And it's already the end of day 2, and before I go on with the video, first a quick shout out to all my Ko-fi supporters, because without them this whole adventure would not be possible of working so many hours on this video editor. If you want to become one of these amazing people, please go to the link in the description to help support Gozen, the GD extension and all other future projects that I do, and also to support me. So for today I wasn't able to achieve much. There was like this very strange issue with image not displaying anymore, so I will have to made the system a little bit more complicated to support for both the software conversion and the hardware conversion. It does not really work right now, and because of that I have not been able to get into the shader part yet, so yeah. I was kind of hoping to at least have some kind of shader almost working by the end of today, but I guess I was hoping for too much. So yeah, let's see how day 3 will go. And it's day 3 of No 0 Days November with, yeah, daily videos not going to happen. So it's already almost, well, it's already 11 o'clock. I have some freelance job tomorrow, so I also need to prepare for that. So I took the morning a little bit to arrange that. I still have a little bit more work, but I want to at least get the image being displayed again through software conversion. If that works, then I can start with the shaders, because I do want to support both methods for now, but if the shaders work for everybody, I will probably remove the whole software conversion. I guess let's start. I'm not looking forward for today. Today is a busy day. Oh well. Shogunai. Okay, so it's day 4. I did some more testing, but I don't know what is happening. It just does not want to work. I can pass a normal float, but the moment that I do the sampler 2D, everything is just white, and I have no idea why. So I load this, add a video, and it's just white. If I take this and I take this image, create image from data, and I just add that to the texture. Texture rect dot texture dot set image. Then I do get a grayscale image. So it is working. The data that I'm getting from this image is correct, but for some reason the moment that it got sent to the shader, then it just does not work anymore. So there's something with this sampler 2D which is causing issues right now. So I got it working. I need an image texture, not an image. I don't know why I suddenly came up with this of trying this, but yeah. I hate this, but it works. This is basically my reaction right now. I finally got it working. We have around 2300 FPS right now with 4K footage. But this is still with software decoding, so you're not using the hardware decoding, only the shader, which is very, very simple. First part done, next step, shader. And also RAM usage, if I close this window, right now we have 3.8. 3.24, so it does not even take too much of your memory to run. Okay, I really hope my microphone picks this up, but right now, the moment I open this, there's a strange noise from my PC. And when I add a 4K file, it's even different. Right now is the end of No 0 Days November day 4, and I was able to get the shaders working thanks to the people on the Discord server for supporting and helping to troubleshoot what was going wrong in the first place. I'll quickly go over the numbers, but first I want to Thank all my Ko-fi supporters. I really cannot thank my Ko-fi supporters enough because they make everything possible. They make it possible for me to work on GD Gozen itself, making videos and doing everything that I'm doing right now. I am very thankful for everybody who is supporting me right now, and I hope more people may join in the future. And I hope that I can also deliver a lot more valuable resources, videos, tutorials, software in the future. Thank you very much. Okay, and let's talk numbers. I made the background a little bit gray to not flashbang people, but we have a 1080p video and a 4K video. These numbers are all in very ideal situations. Nothing else was running in the background. So these numbers are as good as I can get them on my PC at this moment. So for 1080p, if you just use software decoding and no shader for showing the image, we get 1800 FPS for a 1080p file. The thing is, the moment that I run something else in the background, this FPS drops a lot. For example, if I use Google Chrome, if that is open whilst running it, I only get around 1400. Then for 4K, we get 620 FPS for software decoding and software conversion, which is good enough, not ideal, but yeah. Then we have software decoding and hardware conversion. Hardware conversion, that's just shader. And for this, we see an increase in 1080p around 400 FPS, which is great. Then 4K footage has around 1000 extra FPS, which is also great. But then something strange, and this is probably to blame with my very outdated graphics card at this moment. I am running a GTX 760. I know, very modern, very power hungry, yeah. So for hardware decoding, and we don't use the shader, we get 1470. So this is lower than just software decoding and software conversion, which I found odd. But same thing happens for the same configuration for 4K. We only get 29 FPS. That is a very big drop. That's almost 600 FPS that we lose. And then if you use hardware decoding and hardware conversion, again, a very strange thing. It's probably to blame with my GPU that is just not very good at hardware decoding for getting the frame data. Here we can see 2150 and for 4K 1530. So these are both lower than just software decoding and hardware conversion. So I really should keep this as an option and not. I think software decoding should be enabled by default and not hardware decoding, because especially on older systems, this could negatively impact the whole experience. So yeah, these are the numbers. I hope you like them, and let's go over to the next part of the editor, which will be the audio part, something that I've been struggling with and been afraid to properly start with for some time now. But yeah, the time has come. Starting from tomorrow, I'll work on the audio. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.